Welcome to the Customer Service University. This 12-part series equips CX professionals with the insights to excel in the industry. Join us as we unlock the secrets to becoming a leader in customer experience with guidance from top experts. Your journey to the top begins now. All right, welcome back to Lesson 4, where we're going to be talking about improving your customer service coaching. Today, I have Melissa Wood. She is a global leadership development expert, one of the very best in the industry. I am so grateful, Melissa, to have your wisdom here. We are in the middle of a 12-part Customer Service University where we are preparing customer experience leaders from all over the industry just to wrap their minds around what all of this new tech and new training and new industry compliance, all of this new means to them and us in the industry. And I just appreciate you being here today to share your wisdom with the audience.
I'm just excited to be at Dennis University. I mean, the University of Dennis, however you want to say it. But you know, when two like-minded people get together and we can talk about customer service and coaching and learning, we're going to have a great time. And I hope this series is impactful for years to come, beyond what we even could imagine what it'll do. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. Let's just jump into it for the audience. You know, let's talk about the foundations of effective coaching. Just for the audience, can you outline some of the fundamentals of effective coaching for customer service teams?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you think about learning to play a sport, we talk about fundamentals. So I'll just briefly talk about Little Dribblers. You know, it's a basketball program for small kids, and we start teaching them fundamentals. So it's the same thing I would teach an adult, a child in any sport they're trying to learn, or anything new if you're trying to learn to fly an airplane. You know, you may want to do that. But here's some fundamentals that I go with. What is it? What is coaching? That would be the first fundamental. What's the expectation of it? Why it's important? And what resources you have available to help you be the best at it. And some commitments made, and then those follow up. I think those are some basic fundamentals in a high level of what you should look at when you're looking at coaching.
Okay. Now, I think we've done a lot of this over the years. We also analyze how well agents are doing retrospectively. Nowadays, with all these fancy tools, we can look at real time. What we're seeing now is with all these large language models and AI, we're really looking at analytics-driven training programs. And can you talk about how you today in this modern world are incorporating analytics and performance data into how you design training programs?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. And we incorporate data analytics really to identify performance gaps and tailor that coaching efforts to that person accordingly. Key metrics include customer satisfaction, call resolution time, and service quality indices. And the data-driven approach ensures that our coaching programs are focused, they're effective, and they're able to lead measurable improvements.
While we are on that topic, how much has the world changed recently? You know, you're a leader in this field. Data has become more and more important every day. Like this time next year, it'll be more important than ever. Can you just tell me these metrics? How much are you using them now versus just last year? I'm just curious.
The metrics, how we look at the metrics versus last year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think we've done a major pivot. I think that we didn't really know where to find those metrics available to us as quickly. So I think the biggest thing for us is relatively accessing those metrics. And now we're able to get our hands on them completely. So I'm going to go with a percentage amount because I think that's what is important here. But I'm going to say we've made a 50% improvement on how we're using those metrics in the coaching efforts.
Okay. And so while we're talking about improvements and success stories, do you have some examples where you're focused on agent training directly improved customer satisfaction?
Yeah, success stories we do have. We have some failures too, but I absolutely have some success stories. One success story involved a targeted training program for agents that were struggling with call handle times. And by focusing on the efficient communication strategies, we saw a 30% reduction in handling those times by a significant increase in customer satisfaction scores, and quicker resolutions directly impacted customer perceptions positively.
So is it safe to say that in the modern call center, leveraging all of this new data enhances your ability to train. And this training is turning into these 30% reductions in handling times. But is it happening in the first year, in the first 6 months? Because if I'm an audience member, this all sounds great, but how long does it take?
If you implement it on day one, when the leaders, when they're trained, when they get put in positions of leadership, if you train them on what is this data, where can they find it, what resources, and get commitments for them, they can immediately, in agent training, they can deploy this information quickly. Dennis, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you have it or maybe some of our listeners happen, but you know when you go to the doctor and they would take your blood work and it would take you weeks to get something in the mail back about what's good numbers and what's bad numbers. When you're able to use the data like we're able to now, you can immediately, so now my blood work, I know it before the doctor seems like he's reading it, right? Like I'm sitting there analyzing my information, and that's the same way in the industry now. We can, if you can get your hands quickly, which we do. So I would say the time frame, if people are questioning, when you put it in their hands, they can start making intelligent decisions on how to pivot immediately.
All right. Let's talk about structuring these coaching initiatives.
Okay.
What is your approach to structuring coaching initiatives? How do you do this the right way?
This is my favorite topic. I know that's why you picked coaching for my favorite topic, but it is my favorite topic. Our coaching initiatives are structured around short-term performance improvements for long-term development. You might want to call it short-term, long-term greedy, if you will. Short-term greedy versus long-term greedy. We're long-term greedy in this. We align our strategic goals by enhancing customer service quality and employee satisfaction. We ensure that alignment by regularly reviewing business objectives alongside training outcomes and optimize our coaching programs. That's how we do it.
All right. So you have a system. I know
Yeah.
you're great at this, but it's not all a cakewalk. Let's talk about the dark side, the challenges in leadership development. What are some of the challenges you faced in leadership development?
I like challenges. Some people get frustrated with challenges, and I think challenges are an opportunity to excel. But our challenge is overcoming resistance in our leadership techniques. Just overcoming the resistance. We address this by fostering an inclusive culture that values feedback and provides leadership training emphasizing on empathy, effective communication, and essential customer service settings.
All right, fair enough. I'm glad you can overcome those challenges. Let's talk about the impact of certifications and formal training. How have your certifications and formal training influenced your coaching methods?
We have a 3-tiered coaching certification program that, they do it I've talked about the medical industry. You have watch one, do one, and teach one. But these certifications have enriched my coaching methods with structured problem solving and team management approaches by learning it, demonstrating it, and teaching someone else.
Okay. And so you have all these methods. Let's talk about how you make this personal to your agents. How do you tailor the programs to the individual?
Well, everything has to be personalized, right? So personalizing, I want to just make that very clear that personalization is crucial. Each agent has a unique strengths, just like you and I do. We have unique opportunities, and tailoring the coaching to fit the needs of that individual profile for better engagement and better performance. We use assessments. We have multiple assessments we use, and the feedback that customize our coaching ensures it's relevant and effective for each team member. It's like behavioral flexibility. You heard the term treat others the way you want to be treated, but you should treat people the way they want to be treated. You should coach people the way they want to be coached.
It's so true. And ironically, this ocean of data that we have really amounts to a lot of better personalization for each agent. You're not being forced to be measured by the feeling of the call center that day. So I think we're really moving into a place where agents will get smarter faster because the organization is tailored to them more. So I love that. Let's talk about the future. What's happening in the future of training and development for customer service teams?
I love trends. Bell bottoms are back, then they went out, then they came back again. Emerging trends. I think they're out. I think they're back. But
They'll be back soon.
by the time we air this, they may be out again. So don't take Dennis and I's word on how you should dress. But we can talk to you about emerging trends in leadership development. So emerging trends include the use of AI, obviously, machine learning and personalized training experiences, as well as the integration of gamification, right? Everybody who doesn't want some gamification integrated, that increases the engagement, right? Everybody likes the game. And the greater emphasis on soft skills, but I just said this morning, the word soft skills really should be people skills or critical skills. I think we've downplayed that word of soft skills. It enhances emotional intelligence and customer interactions. I think that's the future.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for telling us about the present and the future. What advice would you have for organizations looking to develop and enhance their coaching programs?
Okay, here we go. We're taking notes. You start by clearly understanding your current service levels and specific needs. You got to know where you're starting from. Involve your stakeholders in the planning, use the feedback to shape the program, and ensure your training is adaptable and scalable. Those are some basic places to start. And I guess another Melissa way of saying it is be in the heartbeat. Be in the heartbeat of what is needed. When you're out of the heartbeat, you're not able to scale things that's needed for the future and today, actually.
Empathy is always so important. And my final question for you is, do you see the role of coaching evolving for the customer service industry?
Do I see the role of coaching evolving?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The role of coaching evolving. I think we went for a period of time where we kind of downplayed the effectiveness of coaching. It was just like a checkoff list. And now I think the personalization of it, and I think it's number one. I think it will be the number one most critical thing, just like an Olympic athlete. Who goes to the Olympics without a coach? And I think that's the importance. That would be a deal breaker for any Olympic athlete. They know better, and we should know better.
Fair enough. Melissa, thank you so much for being here today. Class, next week we're going to be talking about scaling business success. Melissa, thank you so much. You are just a shining light in the world of coaching and customer service. It's been an honor to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Dennis. We appreciate everything that you're doing, and get out there and find somebody to coach.
And some bell bottoms.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you for joining us for this Customer Service University lesson. Discover how QEval can enhance your operations with real-time analytics, predictive insights, and comprehensive quality management. Visit QEvalPro.com/learn to connect with our experts and exclusive support.